Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm an intuitive, transformational life coach and healing arts astrologer, and I'm here to give you the full moon and Aquarius report. There is a lot going on in the month of July. It's a big pivot for humanity. And because this is a full moon in Aquarius, I thought I'm going to have my Aquarius friend join in on this video because I'm a Leo and he's an Aquarius, and I just thought that it would be a nice little twist to this new world energy that we're all feeling this week. I know I've been feeling it. Have you been feeling it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of things coming up, right? It's like a release. It's the ending of an old cycle and we're feeling it. You know, sometimes like things come up like when you're trying something new, right? Maybe some old fears or some old past identity things that have come up. But everyone on YouTube is talking about this BARBAULT'S basket. Okay, so these are a couple things that I'm going to be getting into today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Mercury retrograde that we've all been feeling and moving through. Very emotional. This is the last day of Cancer. We are at the 29th degree of Cancer, and we are moving into Leo season, thank God, tomorrow. And that Mercury retrograde was a bit brutal. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the North Node. It's the true node that's actually changing this month. And lastly, we have Saturn retrograde in Aries this month, where we already had the Neptune retrograde around the 5th. So we're coming up on retrograde season every summer, like clockwork. BARBAULT basket is pretty much it's like a kind of a prediction theory from this man named Andre Barbault. And that's what this BARBAULT basket, everyone calls it BARBAULT basket, is because the guy's last name is Barbault, who came up with this. He looks so far into the future. And that's what astrologers do. We look so far into the future and we look at the transits, and then we look at the past data and we come up with a prediction.
Who was Andre Barbault?
Well, this guy, he was a mundane astrologer in France. He was born in 1921. Like, what? How old was he? 100? Anyways, he died in 2019, right before his prediction of the 2020 pandemic. Okay, so this guy's pretty credible. Unlike like other astrologers who relied more on like intuition and stuff like that with their predictions, he was primarily like a historian researcher. So he spent like decades tracking the movements of these outer planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and then comparing their planetary cycles to the things that we care about, like war, pandemics, economic collapses, revolutions, and periods of social progress. And he authored about 50 books. Like, that's a lot of books. Like, so he was pretty like well known. He was founded in France's leading astrology journals and became known for developing one of astrology's most respected methods of studying collective history, which I studied under David Palmer, and he also does that same type of thing. But this is kind of coined. He uses the cyclic what?
Cyclic index.
Cyclic index. A cyclic index. And it's pretty much like just like I think just watching the waves of these outer planets and how far of the degrees that they are apart. And so he did this weird number system where he would add up the degrees apart from the outer planets. And then when he added them all up, if it was a low number, it was like a pandemic or something like that, I think. And then if it was a high number, then it was like we were doing really good and we're evolving and whatever, right? But this Barbault's basket was saying that it, like, I've been talking about like the old world and new world, right? Like this article I wrote back in 2017, remember I told you about the like how to survive in the new world and what it was going to be like. And I referred it to that one game, Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It was what, Final Fantasy 15, right? And so pretty much this guy is found the astrological stamp saying this is the new world. We are entering the new world. And once we get past this, like I think it started around roughly the 15th of July, this basket, and it's slowly fading as Jupiter starts moving. Okay. And the sun are coming together for this full moon in Aquarius. But everything, all the outer planets are 4 degrees, like 4 degrees, 4 degrees, 4 degrees, 4 degrees. So you have like trines and you have sextiles. You have all these beautiful like aspects. And what Barbault was saying is that this is a significant time for humanity. It has never happened before. We can't even look back in history to find this kind of basket in the sky. And so it is an evolutionary time of change into the new world. And we won't be going back after the 25th of July. We can't even go back to the old world. We're fully in the new world. And how exciting is that?
Pretty exciting.
Yeah. The old world is dying. Say bye-bye reptilian, like whatever old people mentality. Like we are the future. We are the youth. Like I am the old lady, right? And I'm pretty evolved, you know? So you have all these younger generations now, and us being the support of these younger generations. And yeah, I mean, we still have some older generations, like our mother's generations, that they're just holding down a little bit of the old world. But to be honest with you, they're not going to survive in it. So we either evolve or, I don't know, die. So so this Andre Barbault, he died at age 97. Okay, I thought he was like 112 or something. I'm like 1921. Jeez. But he had made the prediction of the pandemic of 2020. And he ended up dying a few days after his birthday. He's a Libra. He was born on October 1st. And oh, Miss Miyagi wants to join us. Yep, it's a group video. We're all in it now. But he died a few days after his birthday in 2019. Womp womp. He didn't even get to see the pandemic that he predicted. So crazy.
What made his predictions so respected?
What made his predictions so respected? Well, Barbault wasn't making like daily forecasts like a lot of astrologers do, mundane astrologers. I think he looked at long-term planetary cycles spanning centuries, and that was the cyclical index, right? Is that what it's called? Cyclical, yeah. But his research connected periods of tightly clustered outer planets with major turning points in history, like things that we care about. He looked back at like the Black Death, the Great Plague of London, the Spanish flu, the COVID-19. And you know what? I actually did this, and I predicted the next pandemic will be 2028. But that's when I was like looking, man, I was looking at this stuff in like 2018, and I actually studied these pandemics, and I was really interested in it. I think it was maybe from 2018 to 2020, because I knew something big was coming, but I wasn't sure what it was in the pandemic for sure. I ended up predicting the second wave of COVID in July on one of my YouTube videos. Okay, I'm going to share this chart of BARBAULT'S basket. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oh well. There's an A right here. But I just wanted to show you, this was in middle of the transit. Like I said, July 15th, and then it ends on the 21st, but like fades. It's still around, it's still lingering, because Jupiter is the biggest planet of the zodiac, and it reaches pretty far. So I'd say around the 25th. This is stepping into the new world by this astrologer's research that passed away in 2019. You have Pluto at 4 degrees, outer planet, or whatever, miniature planet. Neptune at 4 degrees, Uranus at 4 degrees, and Jupiter at 4 degrees. So they're all at 4 degrees. So you have this Pluto and Jupiter opposition. This is a big deal. Okay. Where Jupiter is expanding everything that's Leo, which is creativity and fun. It's like bringing fun back into our life after that crazy pandemic in 2020. We are rebuilding. We have changed. We've evolved. We've learned so much since then. How there's some parts of the government that we shouldn't trust, right? So much has been revealed since 2020, okay? The Epstein files, okay? The shadiness of the pandemic, just throwing out some vaccine and forcing people upon people, stealing our autonomy of our body. And for what? So they could find out what this virus is and whatever that they shot us up with does. It was an experiment. Okay, so that is a part of the old world. We are not there anymore. We are stepping into a new world of evolution, mindfulness, and being awake, seeing past the illusion and the lies. Pluto is transforming humanity, and Jupiter is expanding our hope for the future. And then you have Uranus, which is in Gemini, and it's bringing new ways of communicating. AI, things are starting to move quickly with the evolution of this digital world. Neptune in Aries, this is a brand new cycle for illusions and dreams and everything Piscean. Okay, so wherever Pisces is in your chart is this new beginning, this new cycle. And so you have a couple trines, right? You have Uranus trine over to Pluto. You have Neptune trining over to Jupiter. And then you have the Jupiter-Uranus sextile and the Neptune sextile to Uranus as well. And then you have Pluto sextile over to Neptune. So that is the basket. Here it is. It's nice and blue for you. So all those blue lines, that's the basket. Okay. So going back to what I was talking about is his system was a cyclical index. And this is really the foundation of Barbault's life work. And he measured the angular distances between Jupiter and Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And then these planets, whenever they clustered tightly together, this research showed humanity often experienced this kind of pandemic, war, economic crisis, political instability. And when they spread apart into harmonious relationships, like it is today, you have civilization tended to experience the rebuilding, the recovery, and the greater stability. So back in 2020, we have the conjunction of the outer planets. That's tightly together, okay? That's where we saw the pandemic. And now this is the rebuilding, the recovery, and the greater stability is being shown in the skies by this guy studies, okay? So he believed that these cycles reflected the collective breathing of history. So what exactly is Barbault's basket? So Barbault's basket is that Jupiter and Pluto and Neptune and Uranus all at 4 degrees. And then Saturn and Aries is supporting the overall pattern together. These planets create what astrologers would describe as the cradle of the basket. So a series of trine sextiles supporting this powerful Jupiter and Pluto opposition. Now, the cyclical index measures decades-long planetary trends, and the basket is a short, highly concentrated geometric moment occurring within that large cycle. Why is this alignment considered so unique? Well, all of the outer planets are activating nearly the same degrees. That's big. We have 3 major outer planet cycles that become harmoniously linked all at once. And then it follows the historic Saturn-Neptune conjunction at the 0 Aries, symbolizing an entirely new beginning. It occurs during the recovery phase following the crisis years, beginning in 2020. And then according to this information, there's no identical planetary geometry that exists in recorded history. So does that mean that, my question, well, does that mean that there has never been a recovery or a rebuild after something like this? Like after a pandemic? That's an interesting question. So this is our lifetime shift, evolution, recovery, building of the new world, which is all aligned with what I have been talking about since 2017. Exactly what I got into my work. The article that I wrote. Crazy. So, what did Barbault believe this meant for humanity? Barbault described this period as a splendid relaunch of civilization. He envisioned the rebuilding of society after crisis, greater global cooperation, rising standards of living, thank God, lifting people out of poverty, thank God, stronger collective solidarity, a new relationship between science and spirituality. Love that. That's astrology. Humanity evolving beyond old divisions. And importantly, he did not believe everything would suddenly become perfect. That's obvious. Nothing is. But he did expect rebuilding to require effort, conscious participation, and major political change, which is why I do what I do. I'm helping put in the effort of building the new world. through my paint and sips, through my moon gatherings. And the next paint and sip is this Saturday, July 25th. We're painting a lion to enter into this beautiful Leo season that is upon us, with Jupiter waiting for us. So ready for that. And then the moon gathering will be honoring this full moon in Aquarius. And I'll tell you exactly how to use the energy best for your life if you show up at Messiah's on Monday, the 27th. Now, does this mean that we're entering the golden age? Not automatically. The planetary alignments create conditions, and the human beings determine how those conditions unfold. Important distinction. So we choose cooperation or conflict. Do we choose innovation or control? Do we choose compassion or division? Now, the basket represents possibility, and the outcome depends on humanity's response. So how are we going to respond? And this is why it brings me to the question of this month is, what will the rest of 2026 look like for you? And what are you going to do about it? So we are all, this Mercury retrograde, have been rethinking what we want our future to look like. Now, Mercury retrograde in Cancer was June 29th and is wrapping up July 23rd and will leave shadow around August 7th. And this has been revisiting the past, speaking from the heart, not the ego. Old feelings may resurface around the past, our relationship with the women in our life, our mothers, our grandmothers. And we've been rolling through that. We're also trying to figure out what we want our future to look like, our family, our home, and what we're doing, what our work in the world that we're doing, like our career and legacy. What happens after July 2026? So there is a second basket forming in 2027, and that's June. And instead of Jupiter acting as the opposing force, it's Sirius. And the geometry includes Sirius at 6 to 7 degrees Leo. We have Pluto at 6 degrees Aquarius. And then we have Uranus in Gemini and Neptune in Aries. And this creates another harmonious planetary pattern, but the symbolism changes dramatically because Ceres it represents like we are birthing. We're birthing something new. So it's like nourishment. Let's say if you're pregnant, okay, it's about nourishment. It's about what foods that we eat. It's about agriculture, mothering, mothers, caregivers, healing, ecology, regeneration, and divine feminine energy. So what can we suggest by this? Instead of Jupiter, which is bringing now leadership, expansion, optimism, growth, and vision for our future, what we're building, finding the leaders to help build this new world, and then maybe the attention will shift from creating the new world to learning how to care for it. How are we going to nourish the new world that we're trying to build? What do we need to do? What does it look like? Maybe more affordable homes and housing, maybe healthier foods, maybe it's communities. I'm already feeling it. Communities like Crockett growing their own food and having our community garden, maybe a little community co-op. I envision it the new world like, and I've been talking about this for a while, is like blockchain technology. How you have networks, okay? And those are little towns. We're going to be more, it's like we have multiple leaders, not just one leader like this. It's going to be multiple leaders, but no one is actually leading. You just have a network of people that all have the same goal that they want to do, and you have multiple of them. So it's all self-sustaining. It's whatever works for that community. And they're all in agreement. So if you don't like that community, you can move to another community, right? But they're going to be multiple networks, and it's really stable that way. So what is the big picture for 2027? Is this the 2-year initiation for the July 2026 being the threshold? And then humanity starts stepping into a new chapter. And then June 2027 deepens the process through themes of restoration, healing, feminine wisdom, and rebuilding society from the inside out, rather than viewing July 2026 as a single event. I don't know what's going to happen. We are unfolding this. And then I was thinking about the magnetic pole shift and how the magnetic north is moving. Okay, because it's the masculine, and the south node is following. It's the feminine. And at some point, we're seeing the change. We're seeing the change from like a masculine ruled world to a feminine ruled world. Maybe that's where it is, because it's trying to find a balance and equilibrium. Hi, Mimi. When it hits a certain spot, it's going to flip. And where it was north, it will be south, and where south will be north. And that will be the reversal. And that also has to do with our masculine and feminine energies switching. So if Andre Barbault was right, then perhaps the real question isn't whether this planetary alignment will change the world. The real question, what kind of world are we going to create with the opportunities it presents? So will we repeat the patterns in history, or will we consciously participate in building the new world? Which I hope, that's what I've been stressing here for years and years, just trying to do my work in the world. Okay, so I talked a lot more in depth about the Barbault's basket because I didn't see a lot of people talking more in depth about it. What am I drinking? Ooh, it's so good, you have to try it. Okay, I'm going to give you the secret to a really good adult slushy without the adult. It is ice, pineapple, blueberries, a lavender syrup, and lemonade. Blend it up, and voila, you have an adult slushy without the adult. So good, so good. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about the true north node that's entering into Aquarius on July 27th. Now, there is the north node, and then there's the true north node, okay? One is oscillating, and one is not. One is not taking in consideration the retrograde, okay? The true node is. And the true node is moving into Aquarius the 27th, and the node is moving into Aquarius on the 18th of August. What crazy. So the true node, okay, it's a destiny point. So this is a huge 18-month transit. And this is where the eclipses will be highlighting. It is our destiny point in our birth chart. And because it's transiting, it's what humanity's destiny is to focus on. It's where the universe wants us to start heading and focusing on and learning more about. And that is the Aquarian ways, which is about humanity. It's about future forwardness, which is a great time for this shift to happen because of this basket that is ushering in this recovery, this building of the new world. And this energy and the eclipses are focused on this kind of collective shift towards the future and stepping into innovation and community and higher vision. The road ahead is calling when this shift happens, and I'm pretty excited about it. I happen to have a North Node in Leo, which is opposite this node. So my South Node is in Aquarius. So it is a reversal, and a lot happens during those times. And those that have a North Node in Aquarius, this is your nodal return, which is so exciting, so much opportunity, so much uncomfort that ends up blessing you in so many ways that makes you just an overall happier person. And we also have the Saturn going retrograde the day before this, which is July 26th. And this is when our dreams need discipline. And we're asking, what do you want to build now that will last? What is the new world that you're building? And we have to slow down to level up with this transit. So the July vibes have been to rest, reflect, release, reclaim, rebuild, and rise. You don't need all the answers right now. No, but you already have an idea of where the universe is pushing you and nudging you. You will know who's coming with you and who's not, what's coming with you and what's not, and how it's going to come with you and how it isn't. So use this month to reconnect with your heart and align your focus. And remember, you are the magic. So stay awake, stay grounded, stay unapologetically you, and help build the new world. Because you are important, I'm important, we're all important, we're all in this together. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening if you made it this far. Thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting if you've made it this far. Let's comment a star. And if there's a basket emoji, put a basket, because I've talked so much about the basket. All right, peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.